Good morning, guys. It is Saturday morning. We are getting ready to head to the track. So we got to hook up to the trailer, load the car, and we'll be on our way. It's 43 degrees out right now, but it's going to be 73 this afternoon. So it's going to warm up nicely. It's going to warm up quickly. It's going to be a nice day. So here we are. Hey guys, welcome back to the garage. It is Monday. We've got the car back in the garage. We went to Farmington for test and tune this weekend. We loaded up, went Saturday. Did not film. There's a lot going on. We have a couple videos from outside the car I'll post in here. I got one in-car with my Ray-Bans. I think the second pass I made 3 passes altogether. It likes the converter. The dialing board in the car from the last pass I made in November was 698, and the first pass we made, changing the converter and nothing else, shifting it the same, it went a 698 at 96 or 97 in November. First pass Saturday, it went a 672 at 102, which I thought was really good. So that was good. So then we went back and we upped the shift point from 6,500 to 7,000 because it's got a big cam, big heads, it needs to breathe top end. We've kind of had it turned down. I just wanted to see what it would do. And changing nothing else but turning it 500 RPMs, it went a 658 at 104, went back up and made another pass. And there was a couple hours in between passes because the place was packed. They had a bunch of oil downs, a bunch of wrecks, unfortunately. But it went a 658 and then it went a 659. And then it developed a hellacious transmission leak. I've not diagnosed it yet, but that's what we're going to do in the garage today. I'm really hoping it's a dipstick tube. I hope we don't have a crack in the case somewhere or a crack in the snout of the converter. I'm really hoping I can jack it up and get under the car and find an obvious leak somewhere and get it taken care of. But if not, worst case scenario, we'll pull that transmission out and we'll put the one out of my car in it and we'll keep going. So really don't want to go that route. I hope I can find the leak, but that's where we're at. But I'm really happy with the car other than the leak, but it ran really good. I still think it's got more in it, but for a 75-degree day, for it to go 650s, I mean, high 650s, but I really think in cooler air, it'll go 630s because we also have the 30x9 rear tires on it, which takes a lot out of the 60 foot. It did 60 foot 139, which I thought was really good. The car's just squatting and leaving. It's not doing anything crazy. It's not going one way or the other. It's not pulling the front wheels off the ground. But I think to help the 60 a little bit and help it be even a little bit faster with the 456 gears is I'm going to put my 28x9 PBRs on it for this weekend and see how it likes that. I really think that'll be a good combination. I've always had good luck with the 456s with the 28x9 tire in anything I've ran. I think it's a good combination. The other option would be to put the 513s and keep the 30x9s. So we have a couple different things we can try if we need to, but for this weekend we're going to put the 28s on it if we get the transmission squared away, which I think we do because we have a whole nother transmission we can throw in there. So either way, I'm pretty sure we'll get it fixed. Hopefully it's quick and easy and we can fix what's in the car without having to take it apart. And then we got to jack it up and get the tires switched out, check over everything, and we'll be ready for 2 10-granders at Farmington this weekend. That's the plan. Hopefully we can show up with a car that we're confident in and that we think can win, and we'll go from there. I will say that the 3 passes I made, I was 16 and 009, and then the last pass I got distracted. It was bad. The guy next to me left before the tree even came down, and I just kind of looked over to see what was going on and then just looked back and reacted to the tree. It was a messed up deal, but between the transmission leak and how many cars were there, it was the last pass I was going to make anyways. So it worked out. I wasn't really there for the tree. I'm glad I was good on the tree a couple passes, obviously, but changing the rear tires, I think, might change the hit. It might change that a little bit next weekend anyways. So I'll have to adjust for that again, but I think we'll catch on pretty quick. But that's it for now. That's the intro. We're going to jack this thing up and get underneath it and see what we got going on. Boys, we have a heck of a leak under there. We got a pretty nice sized puddle. So that's fun. Jack stands, safety first. I do enjoy working on cars. I enjoy racing. But chasing a problem during the season, once the season gets started, I want to be doing maintenance, not work. I don't want to have to fix stuff during the season. I don't want to have to fix stuff from one week to the next while I go to the track. I want to maintain it, keep it running, keep everything the way it's supposed to be, and that's it. But here we are. So we're going to climb underneath this thing shine a light and see what we got. Alright guys, let's climb under here. See what we're working with. I don't know if I hit, but oh wow. Oh. The header is covered. Where is it coming from? I really think it's the dipstick, guys. I feel like that's what we're dealing with. Seems like that's where it's coming from. We're going to take a different approach. I really think I didn't get the dipstick too tight. I keep saying that. I think I'm trying to talk it into existence. I'm hoping that's what it is. I'll just have to take the header back off and be able to get in there and tighten the dipstick tube, which would definitely be best case scenario. But yeah, that's what we're working on. Hump is dry, converter's dry, the fittings are dry. That's what it's looking like. Alright, so now we're going to take the header off so we can get to everything, and the exhaust is already off of it. So we're going to loosen this header up so we can get it up out of the way, so we can tighten everything down, really get in there and clean it, and make sure the leak is coming from where I think it's coming from. And yeah, so let's get started. I only did this about 25 times last week, so I've done it a time or two. I'd kind of like to be done doing it, but that's not how it always works. Let's see. probably should have just taken this off before I raised the car up, but that's how that goes. Let's see. You guys work on stuff, you know that the socket gets on some of the header bolts and most of the time it doesn't get on many of them. So, 6 header bolts, and we got the socket on 2 of them really. And then you get a ratchet wrench, and the end of it's too big to fit, so you still got to use the box end wrench, which is fine. It loosened up pretty quick. When I work on things, I tend to get in a hurry. I don't know about you guys, but I get in a rush to get it apart so I can fix it. Then I take my time putting it back together, making sure everything's right. And you see how well that worked out last time. Okay. Guess I should have put you guys on a time lapse if I did this. Kind of boring to watch someone take header bolts off, huh? But my bad. We'll get better at this. I just want to take you guys along to see if we can get this thing fixed or not. It's only Monday, but I really would like to have the car ready to go for this weekend and not wait until Friday night or Saturday morning buttoning it up to get ready to go to the track. So this one's a little bit. 6 bolts, and it takes 3 different tools. The back one, I got a shorter wrench that helps get in there, and I can spin it and not hit the firewall and not hit anything. Alright, they're all loose. Now it's just holding all that. I don't plan on dropping this completely down out of the way. I just want to be able to swing the bottom of it up out of the way so I can get to what I need to get to underneath there. Might bring the camera down there so I can show you guys what we're working with and what my presumption is where the leak's coming from. Putting this thing back together last week, the transmission slipped off the jack and the converter came out of it. So when this leak developed, I kind of was hoping I didn't crack anything. I didn't crack the snout of the converter. I've cracked a couple cases before when I ran the 400 in my car. The torque was too much for the stock case. And the problem with cracking the case is you don't know there's an issue until the transmission gets hot, and then it leaks. So, get in the garage, having it running, you think you're good. You get to the track, you do your burnout, and transmission fluid goes everywhere. So, I had to take the transmission out to find that the crack was on top of the bell housing, where you could not see it anywhere. So that was fun. I cracked the converter before. You guys mess with cars, I guess in general, or you definitely race long enough, you're going to pretty much find a way to break everything in every type of way. No matter how good your stuff is. I use all, I'm not bragging by no means, but I'm a low dollar setup, but I try to put the best of the best in here to prevent premature failure, because there's a good chance everything's going to break at some point. It's just a matter of how long it lasts before it breaks. and I try to make it last as long as possible. I try to keep up with maintenance. So stupid stuff doesn't break prematurely. I want to go to the track and go to the race, complete the race. The last motor I had in my car was super reliable. It was no maintenance at all, man. It was change the oil every 35 passes, set of spark plugs every year, and that was it. Adjust the valves every once in a while, and it's pretty simple. And this one is pretty much just as simple. It's not as bad, but the bike's falling off. Alright, so that's loose. That's out of the way. So now we're going to climb back underneath here, and we're going to see what we see. Socket down here, because of course why would I not be able to find that? So tighten up a few things. I'd like, I don't know if I have a wrench big enough. Really don't know. Some kind of nice, fancy aftermarket dipstick, and I've never had one like it, and where it goes into the transmission is different than I've ever had. So I'm going to use an Allen wrench for it, and see if that does the trick. I'm really hoping it's loose. I think it is. If it's not loose, that should be a problem. But we'll find out here shortly. As long as I can move her out of the way, I can plan on it. Oh yeah. Some business now, Jack. Really don't want to lay transmission fluid, but here we go. There's a vent. Not coming out of the vent. Find the best way to get in here, because there's not a good way. Oh man. Alright, trying to see what I need to do to get that in there. I just can't do it. It's not going all the way in for some reason. I'm not sure why. Need to readjust. Come from a different angle and see. But it definitely looks like the dipstick tube's not all the way in. I'm not sure. There's a rubber grommet on the bottom of it. And for some reason, it's not sealing in the transmission. So I think if we get that taken care of, figure that out, we'll be on to something. So I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm going to get under here, figure out how to get to it. I don't know if I got to loosen it up from the top and be able to have a little bit of room to kind of push it in there and remount that up here. Anyways, so we're gonna try, but I'll be back in a second. Alright guys, quick update. So what I did was I just took the dipstick out of my transmission and swapped it. This one still fits the same way as my transmission. It's got a little rubber grommet on it and it doesn't go all the way down. But she said this thing has always leaked a little bit since they put this in here. Just aftermarket. I don't know if it doesn't fit well, if this rubber grommet's worn out. Might check it out and just put a different grommet on it. But that's what we got. But for now, I just put my old cheap dipstick in there. The grommet slid down in there. The tube slid down in the grommet. It's all tight. It's sealed. It shouldn't leak. So now I just got to connect it up top so it's not flopping around. The header's back on. And then we are going to fire this thing up and let it run and see if we have the same issues we were having at the track 2 days ago. So this one mounts a little bit different than the one that was on here. This just goes straight to a ball housing bolt. So I have to switch out for a longer one. See how we did on my motor. So we are slowly converting this over to my car, basically, as far as a lot of the stuff, a lot of the parts and the way I had things set up. Not intentional. I mean, my car ran really well. Didn't have leaks, didn't have stupid stuff. It was slow. It wasn't the best looking thing by any means, but the parts we had on it worked well. So that's what we're working on. So we're gonna get this knocked out. Get this swapped over. That's gonna be long enough. Should be. Hold on. Can't see what I'm doing. Last light we did on me, so that was nice. We got the fix for that. Thunderbolt? Might be two of them, but we'll see. We'll see if it tightens down. See what we're working with. You have to Lucy, Greg. If this bolt's too long or not, we're going to try it and see. It's going. So. I don't know. Of course I would do that. Look, we fill up. That's it. This bolt's long. think we're good. So we'll stick this in here, start it up, and let it run. This is a little tricky, but locking cap on it. So, I don't know. We will start it up and let it run. And let's see what it seeps. It was pouring when we drove it in the trailer on Saturday. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll pop the door open a little bit. Cold and rainy and nasty. Well, actually, it's not too cold, but bad storms today. Tornado warnings. So. It's nice having that work. All right, we'll see. See if it starts on alcohol this morning. Oh well, as usual. Put a little bit of gas in the carburetor. Should start right up. Just a little bit. Now let's see. Man, stuffing myself in here. not a success. We have a puddle under the ground, under the car. Alright, well, kind of stumped for now. No idea. There, it's leaking. So, we're going to let it cool off, jack it back up, regroup, and go from there. This might finish it up for this one. Might edit this real quick, get this one up here. I don't know what the rest of the week's going to look like. I don't know. No point in doing the back tires if we're not going to make it this weekend. So, might end up having to swap the whole transmission out. I don't know. Alright, well, we're going to finish this one up and work on this thing some more and hopefully get it fixed. Please like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think the cause of the leak might be. But please just keep supporting the channel. We're trying to grow. I know this one was kind of boring out here in the garage by myself talking to you guys, hoping the mic works, but trying to get this thing together so we can go racing, make really good racing content at the track this year. That's what we're hoping. So we're going to finish this video up, and I appreciate you guys watching, and come back for the next video to see if we get it fixed and we can make it to the track. Thanks again, guys. Alright guys, we're underneath the car. The lighting's not great. Still charging the flashlight. But anyways, that fitting, the red one right there, is the culprit of the leak. I guess it's the hardest one to get to. I guess I didn't tighten it all the way down when I put them on the first time. So, we're going to take the bottom one loose so we can get to the top one, tighten the top one, hopefully get it all the way tight like it should be, and put the bottom one back on. Hopefully that solves our issue. If it still leaks after that, I have no idea, but I had it running earlier, climbed under here and looked, and it was coming from that fitting, so that's what we're going to do. I just wanted to get under here and show you and kind of give you an idea of what I'm working with.